So out there, past this point, is a mass enraged Zakar autonomous guerrilla warfare army. Just like DCOM, you want to assist the insurgents with stolen offensive attack drones. Like the one behind this screen.
Unlike DCOM, we ain't on the side.
Unless the money's good. Unless the interest is beneficial.
We mercenaries, Jeff. We have our other avenues.
And why do I get a feeling Hezna too was a mercenary?
Because he said it himself.
You sometimes use these devices?
All the time. Depending on the environment, terrain, we don't necessarily have a problem bringing them along. Even depending on when and where we post up.
It's not even heavy? Does it even slow you all down?
Nope. Like I said, it all depends on where we set up shop.
You extracted the items from enemy forces?
More like we stole them from enemy territory. We got offense aerial attack drones, we modified them, experimented on them. One time we snatched a bunch of grasshoppers out of a shop.
Those are weapons only under the command of Aquarius Rinley.
We got paid a fat contract. One time, lump sum to do a job, we wasn't turning them numbers down. Them funds kicked in before we even began to carry out the job we was hired for.
And I wonder how many warlords benefited from that transaction.
And how many of those weapons are loose on the street as we speak.
And you nor the others at least sense any responsibility?
If there are any ramifications as a result of what we are complicit of, Jeff, I'm sure you know we have our ways of taking the matters of responsibility into our own hands.
Bloodsport.
You don't see no similarities? Mercenaries, vigilantes, self-interest, right and wrong. In the end, all it is you just knock them in the head and kick them all in the ass when that's the only way to fix the problem.
Oh, I see the similarities. I just didn't expect self-interest, a scanner, a rotation distributor, and a psychodrive to be the revelation of the uncultivated, primitive savagery that hid underneath normalcy and accountability.
Well look, we got velocity magnetizers. Those is the same toys that trigger futurity to time travel.
With your own modifications? Let me guess, you didn't steal those?
Well, you have to admit, we were able to change the timeline.
Yes, remind me that I died by the hands of a dragon in Okashi.
Oh. Well, ain't you the one that like making people uncomfortable?
I do. That's how you make people better. And this is what the first step feels like.
At least this is in the right direction.
Okaya killed me, Melody. I felt that blow, and I felt that death over and over the countless times I just had to watch it.
And I was vaporized, to death, lost count. Chronic knew what he was doing. Just like he's now allowing Zakat insurgents to battle Indicidia.
Based on a meritless advantage?
The insurgency has been effective.
Rather than tolerant?
Indicidia is a cosmic faction that resides in space, so evidently one blow is a possibility we pushing after the obliteration of the United Centris Theocratic Regime. That's one example.
And a bad one. Interest. You're aware of DCOM's contribution to the war?
I am.
And what is our stake in this war? I'm sure mercenaries have their own investments.
Yeah, but it's limited. We draw a line.
So there are guardrails.
To avoid a violation of the agreement.
Russell criticized how DCOM is not taking this as an opportunity.
On this planet, throughout history, governments have shut down, but no one ever replaced them when the time was available.
Well, who was bold enough? Who was smart enough?
Not many. But they are able to make a contribution to a war like Zakad DCOM.
It's not a contribution. It's an exploitation.
And you're certain we're not that far behind?
Not even close. Nowhere near. Jeff, everything we did was in the best interest of service. Our service to others, even if we benefit from it.
Even service needs accountability, especially if we're benefiting from self-interest.
I'm not denying service needs to be held to account.
Then you know in order to perform this job requires accountability, vulnerability, education, reality, despite the deterrence, because there are people out there that can exploit the imperfection, vigilante or mercenary.
I'm aware of the imperfection.
But the people you may be serving don't care. Whether it be character or cruelty, what happens when the people who are the point in all of this become the enemy? When and where it is no longer about the people, the very essence to the purpose. What happens if the people become the enemy?
It's not the people that are the enemy, Jeff. So we don't have to worry about me versus an army.
Us versus them. A breaking point in reality. Reality in its imperfection.
Which doesn't make reality the enemy. If anything, it's not about the enemy. It's deprivation. If there any fight or any defiance, it's resistance against deprivation. Things you need in order to live, in order to survive, what you're basically denied, not technically, basically. Deprivation. Deprivation is what elevates oppression. If there is one enemy we don't realize enough, it's deprivation. If there is one tactic that must be undermined and resisted, it's deprivation.
That's an excellent way to put it. Despite the fascinating part.
Don't tell me which one.
All of it.
Ha! See, look at you.
I like you.
And I like pen.
Ah, fair enough.
So shall we see who's hiring next?
Sliding on down the magical hole, rolling the hole over horizontally, round and round going in circles.
Goddess, the Druidess, Russell Crane's ex-girlfriend. I made her mine. But where she's from, or where I found her, I wonder how much of mine she's taken for granted.
It's been a while now.
Has it?
In the middle of the night?
I didn't know the stars were similar to the dusk you're so used to sleeping through.
Oh, so I don't need a schedule. Is that what humanity taught me? Human indoctrination?
I never said those things.
You got over 1 trillion warriors who haven't left their posts, but you are doing more work than they are.
I can only depend on many for so long.
But you can't depend on futurity? You can't depend on me? I'm starting to think something else is going on here, or someone else.
You hear that? You hear this woman? And this is what happens when an insane gives a goddess anything she wants. I gave her the universe, and all she gives me is the truth. You think that's all I want? Is the truth all I need? Is the truth right? What if the truth was wrong? Eventually the truth will become as cheap as it is free to express. Conquer as long as I have, you'll taste how much the expenses are. But she's still around, so I can't fault her much at all. I didn't know you had doubts.
I don't doubt you. I just have questions I know I'll never get the answers to.
More like you'll never understand them.
Wanna help me?
No need.
You blow up a shooting star, more cosmic disturbances have been reported by others than you have reported to me.
Whoever reported that information without my permission will certainly feel my wrath and die.
No, I am entitled to that information.
Ah, yes, I see.
Do you? Ever since you decimated the United Centris Theocratic Regime, you have been different. In a good way.
My goddess, sometimes some stories are not enough.
Am I?
Earlier you asked me if there was someone else. There is. But not by way of infidelity. His name is Synopsis Loresion.
I heard you had to make a tough call.
Which one? I made plenty of them.
I guess the one that pissed off Zakar.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Oh well. Hezna?
Yeah, so according to the scans, he's performing some sort of hibernation, I think, or maybe something else.
More like a ritual.
Unclear. But these elements are not only natural, they're breaches.
Breaches.
Yep, and for some odd reason, it looks like he's been following some sort of alien object that's causing a major breach in the cosmic streams.
Alien object breaches in the cosmic stream. Wait a minute. I know where he's going and he doesn't even know it!